I've definitely done a lot of complaining recently, and to be honest, this whole channel moving towards the future will probably be me doing more complaining about Pattaya and the crap that's happening on Walking Street right now. I was kind of back and forth about how to create this video, and even though the title states that Pattaya is a dump right now, there are some redeeming qualities to this city, and I will try to use these points to counteract some of the negative arguments that will be said. But in all seriousness, it doesn't take a genius to know that Pattaya has gone downhill. Maybe first timers here won't be as fazed because it's their first time visiting and they will have a fresh perspective, but for people who come on holiday regularly or even live here, they will be the ones who can sense the decline. I understand that Pattaya officials are trying to boost tourism for new tourists. For example, they recently struck a deal to be the city that hosts the Tomorrowland Festival, but they should also focus on how to get tourists to return regularly. First of all, the amount of people polluting here can be horrible, especially during the big festivals, and the city just stinks in general. Even outside of the touristy areas, there are parts of Pattaya where it just reeks. I see people dumping their trash in random places and restaurant workers throwing their leftovers down the sewage drains. The best part of Pattaya is when it rains. An unpopular opinion maybe, but Pattaya needs these rainstorms and the monsoon season. It freaking stinks here, and whenever it pours down with rain, the next couple of days in Pattaya actually smells a bit better. It may seem insignificant, but I guarantee you there will be people that won't return because of the stench here. I know that efforts have been made to cleaning up parts of Pattaya. For example, the beaches are a lot cleaner, but more needs to be done. Something that is a lot harder to combat is the amount of traffic that Pattaya has every day. I don't understand how the traffic is regulated here. Some of the lights in the cross junctions seem to work normally, but some of them require you to wait 4 minutes. And when the lights do turn green, it stays green for about 15 seconds. Why? You wonder why there are so many people doing traffic violations every 5 minutes here. Seriously, a lot of the main roads in the centre of Pattaya are ridiculously packed. Road accidents are a regular occurrence here, and the car fumes caused by the traffic can be absolutely horrendous. There is a silver lining though. People may be intrigued to visit other provinces in Thailand. Places with lots of waterfalls such as Ubon Ratchathani will smell better, and according to the IQ Air Quality website, the further south you go to places such as Hua Hin and Surat Thani, the air quality is a lot better. Prices have obviously been a massive talking point in Pattaya, and I don't want to regurgitate what's already been said about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you go into the restaurants and bars etc, you can feel that the prices aren't what it used to be. And as for Walking Street, you'd think that it does well, right? No. A lot of tourists are just observing. They aren't going into the places because it's too expensive, and the establishments haven't built a foundation that would gain trust from customers who would consider returning. And these fucking Indian clubs, they're literally not doing us any favours as well, pricing their drinks at 400 baht pop. These places, god. Anyway, it isn't all doom and gloom. There are some bars, especially around Tree Town, where prices aren't too hectic. And regarding where to buy food, I try to recommend searching for places that are independent or family run. Places that have their own kitchen space outside of their house tend to offer the best deals, and the food tastes way better than the stuff you get inside Central or Big C shopping centre. In the mornings, you can find many family-run places that sell food for as little as 30 baht. And another thing to note, the fruit stalls that you see around Pattaya, even though they are very convenient, it's worth noting that there are trucks that drive around regularly that sell fruit in bulk for as little as 40 baht. A way better deal, and they aren't even hard to spot. Some of them go around Soy Buakhao from time to time. Obviously, the average tourist won't know some of these little secret Pattaya hacks. This information will probably benefit the people who live here, but it's still worth mentioning. For the tourists who want to experience what Thai locals do, then I'd probably research where the food markets are, or go to Terminal 21 top floor food court. I know I've blabbed on about the Indian nightlife here a lot, and I'm going to keep blabbing on about it, because I've only just started with this lot, and even though it seems like they are contributing a lot to Pattaya's economy, the future is still 50-50. Every time I make a video about the Indian nightlife here, I always set a 1,000 like threshold, because 1,000 likes are a lot to me. There's no way I'm going to reach it. And to my surprise, it's been exceeded every single time so far. So clearly this is a popular series for people, and I will have to go into another one yet again. I've heard some good things about MacLeod, but some questionable things about Leader Club, so it's going to be one of those two. Now, of course, a lot of Indians in Pattaya right now. We've all seen them, and it's overwhelming. I've pulled up this comment, and also all of these ones, because it's something I would like to briefly discuss. While it may seem logical that the Indian customer base would close themselves off inside the Indian nightclubs, this footage that I am showing you was taken very recently in iBar. iBar usually attracts a European customer base with more of an emphasis on Turkish customers, but as you can see in front of me, next to me, and in the VIP section, a very minor shift is starting to occur. Nothing to be alarmed about. Everyone is entitled to go where they please. They were just having a good time as any other tourist group would in iBar. Bear in mind though that this particular group had no manners and were completely unaware of their surroundings. A security guard had to watch over them because they kept blocking the pathway, and I had to hold my bottle because they kept constantly budging my table. Now, you could argue to just move table, but where the hell am I going to go? iBar was full. Anyway, besides that, the point I'm trying to make is that they chose to come to iBar either because it's their first time in Pattaya exploring, or because they've realised that they are getting ripped off in these Indian clubs and that there are better places to go to. And in the future, this will continue to happen because Pattaya is changing a lot right now. I do talk about this city a lot, but specifically Walking Street because it's a very famous area that attracts every crowd and can influence the direction of Thailand's tourism. I would like to talk about other provinces because I feel like Thailand has a lot more to offer than just Pattaya. And I could also talk about other areas such as Soi 6, Soi 7, Soi Buakhao, and the dark side, but these places attract a niche customer base and isn't likely to influence Pattaya's tourism too much. Maybe Soi 6 a little bit because of its reputation online, but unlikely. Even though I do know a little bit about those areas and what to expect, there's just no point in talking about it. There's enough information already available, and I have a lot more experience of what goes on Walking Street. Pattaya does have some good things about it. The beaches are nice, the sunsets are amazing, the festivals are lit, and there are many attractive daytime activities to do. Pattaya has the potential to be a family-friendly destination, but right now, it's being labelled more as a sin city and a dirty place. It is a place that can really change someone, and it can take you to a dark place mentally if you don't set yourself some limits. Every now and again, a news article is released about someone joining Pattaya's flying club, and it's just really sad to read. No one here in Pattaya wants to ever find out that their friend has joined this club. Believe it or not, I'm just like other people. I've been coming here for a very long time, spent a lot of it on Walking Street, and over the years, I've witnessed Pattaya's surge in popularity and now this downward spiral. I'm not a true Pattaya OG because I wasn't around in the 90s to truly experience the golden era back when Pattaya wasn't oversaturated with tourists and the Thai baht being really weak against the pound. But I would like to say that I have witnessed some form of its prime and that it will never return to what it used to be.